Hey guys and girls, I'm Link0123 and welcome to yet another update video about my project in Ocarina of Time, a texture pack based on Breath of the Wild. Basically in today's video I have many things to show you. I have been changing most of the characters into a remake of Breath of the Wild in Ocarina of Time. So we got Princess Zelda as a child, we got different characters that appears around in the market town. I have so much to show you and there's so much to tell, so let's just drop the intro and let's jump straight into it. The very first character that we're going to see is the Princess Zelda as young. Basically, I tried my best to remake the Princess Zelda that appears in Breath of the Wild into a Ocarina of Time young Zelda version. For example, I couldn't change her dress into panties, so I needed to do something there, and so I made her dress brown instead of giving her panties brown. So I think the outcome is really great. Basically, it's one of my very favorite characters that appears in Ocarina of Time because she's one of the main characters, and just the outcome of this character looks really great. Some of the textures is not totally exact. For example, the lower part of her dress is not the same symbols that appears on the Breath of the Wild version, but I definitely think this one is a really outstanding and awesome looking figure. You can see the back of her head should actually be some kind of what can I even call it, a little clothing patch that are hanging down from her hair, but I made it into hair, so it looks like she got this kind of hat on and the hair just goes out in the back. It looks really great and I definitely love the outcome of this. Also, her face is something that I tried my best to remake from Breath of the Wild. You can see a little comparison here. It looks pretty much as the Zelda that appears in Breath of the Wild. Her eyes and eyebrows is directly taken from the textures from Princess Zelda in Breath of the Wild and put it into a PNG for Ocarina of Time. So it's the exact same texture. I just really love the outcome. There's so much to say and explain, but I just want to skip the talk and just let you guys see the princess in her fully dressed here. It looks really awesome and I just love that. She doesn't look that royal with these kind of finger gloves on, but I just love it, man. She looks definitely something like, or at least inspired by, the princess in Ocarina of Time. No, Breath of the Wild, sorry, my bad. I really just love the outcome, and make sure to let me know in the comment section what you think about her, because she is one of my very favorite persons, and just with the textures typically taken from Breath of the Wild onto her face, it looks awesome, guys. Let's go to the next character. The next character is not a big deal. It's basically just the royal guards that are just appearing in Zelda's courtyard. You can see him here. Looks really awesome in my opinion. It definitely got some great textures on it. You can see the royal armor on the screen right now, and I tried my best to take the idea from the armor that Link can wear in Breath of the Wild and give it to the guards in the Zelda's courtyard. I really love the outcome of these. It's not something that you will recognize because you don't see them that much. So I didn't try my best to do something with them, but I think the outcome is really well. And even though if you're standing a long way away from them, you can definitely see something is changed to them instead of the original version that appears in the retail version of Ocarina of Time. I really love these, even though they are not a big deal. They had to be remade, man. So yeah, this is the Royal Guard. The next character, as you can see, is the bean-eating guy that sits in front of the Zora's domain. Looks really awesome in my opinion. Definitely a lovely person because he's always smiling and just looks really happy, man. You can see he's not a big deal. We just made some skin tone on him, so it follows up with the other skin colors that appears in all of the other characters in my texture pack. He got a Triforce on his arm, a tattoo there, and then he got some green legs because I just love that look. And his shoes is also some partly red and white shoes. There's not much to say about him. He just looks awesome and he's smiling, man. I love the look of him. Let's go to the next characters, which is different ones, basically the Zora folks. So let's jump straight into Zora's domain. Beep! Beep! Well, we are at Zora's domain right now. You can see none of the textures around me is changed. But in this update video, it's only about the characters. You can see casual Zora standing here, and something is changed about him. He looks really awesome, man, and I tried my best to give him the same look as the Zoras that appears in Breath of the Wild. It's really hard because most of the textures here they're not permanent, but you can't give him the same look as they have in Breath of the Wild. But I tried my best and gave him a new color scheme. Instead of this white and very light blue, I gave him a more bluish kind of tone, and I gave him some more a darker blue skin tone on his back and on his fins. So the outcome is really amazing. As I've said on the Facebook page of this project, I have said the Zoras is one of my very famous and very favorite people from the Zelda series, because they are just unique, and I just think the look of these are really amazing. Not the ones in Twilight Princess or even in Breath of the Wild. The ones that appears in Zora's domain in Ocarina of Time and in the Great Bay in Majora's Mask, they are just my favorite people. They look so awesome, and the outcome of these is just really great. I try my best to make them as awesome as I want them to. So this is the outcome of them. You can see the eyes is also really new. They looks kind of evil, but if you look at the ones that appears in Breath of the Wild, you will see they have these kind of eye/dragon eyes as pupils, and I think it looks really cool. It gives them a more fishy look, but they also looks a little bit more evil. Especially with these huge eyes that I gave them. So I think the outcome is really great, and they looks awesome and masculine and stuff like that. But the eyes just fucks me up a little bit. Sorry my language, but something is just wrong with the eyes. But it's the outcome of it, and it's my texture pack, so I'm gonna stick with that idea. The next one is the King Zora. Basically the same color scheme as the other Zoras, so they follow up with each other. And he got this cape on, which looks really great too. You can also see the little crystal on the top of his head. It looks really cool too. It's actually some kind of original texture from Breath of the Wild, but for some reason the Switch renders this texture as a colored one. But if you just try to export it from the original ISO file of the game, it will look like this. It looks really weird, but it's probably because the textures is ripped off the ISO of the original game. He looks really awesome, and I think he looks slightly better than the other Zoras, especially with the eyes too. He looks more friendly, he looks more casual. But the outcome of this one is also really cool, especially on his hands. The other Zoras got the same hands with the Zora symbol on, but on him it just fits really well, I think. So that is King Zora. The next person that we're going to see is Princess Ruto as child. So give me 2 seconds and we will jump straight to her. And whoopty, we are in Lord Jabu Jabu's belly. Before we are getting killed of these weird flying gobble, whatever they're called, things. Let's take a look at the princess here. She have the same eyes as the other Zoras, but I made her into a more red looking one. And alright, we got hit there. The prince appearing in Breath of the Wild got this red color scheme on him, and that's what I'm trying to do with the princess too. So she is red Zora, and I really think it's a really great outcome. She looks like a little mad princess, and basically if you read the text boxes that she is saying to you, she is a little mad princess, so it fits perfectly to her. But for some reason she also looks slightly cute, a little bit happy. So I think it looks really great on her, and just the outcome of this is really good. If you take a look at her back, it's also a red texture that appearing, but not on her actual back. It's more of her fins. I think it looks really great, and her fins is really small, so you can't see this kind of fish skin texture on her. You can only see it on her head. We got some kind of a texture clipping on there, but I think it looks really cool, even though you don't see it if you're just playing the game. Now I'm just going into each detail to show you what I have been doing the last week or so. So this is the Princess Zora, and we will take a look at Ruto as adult in a second. But before that, let's go to the next people. The next characters that we're going to see is the characters that appears in the market town and later on removed over to Kakariko Village. I will show you most of the characters, but the ones that don't appear in the adult section of Ocarina of Time, I will let you guys and girls see them in the market town only. I show you most of them in Kakariko Village because we can get a closer look at them, and it's just easier for me to show you all of the details. First of all, we got these happy guys that are just standing and moving their hands weird. There's not much to say about them. It's the exact same texture that appears on each one of them. One got a red shirt and another one got a blue shirt. Their hair looks really odd for some reason, but I think it's okay. There's not much to say. They're really plain. They look cool enough, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Over here we got the beggar, which is also another really plain guy. He's basically just having the same green clothes as he got in the retail version. The only difference is he got a new belt, the same as the happy guys down there. He got a new mouth and another hair color, which actually fades a little bit down in the lower section of it. It looks pretty cool, but there's not much to say about that. For some reason I can't change the actual color of his texture. I can only change the texture that appears underneath the actual what can I call it, under the green color the game have to have over the texture. It sounds weird, but for some reason some texture that appears in Ocarina of Time is just forced to be some kind of a color. It looks really weird, and if I change the texture to another color, it will just be black. Yeah, it will just be black. Over here we got a smaller character. I don't even know his name, but this guy got green hair, and I think it looks really swag. It's definitely something that I want to wear in 2020. I think it's unique, and it definitely has some swag to it. He got green hair, green beard, and green eyebrows, even though, wow. The game changes this texture to a little more stretched version of it, but it doesn't matter in my opinion, because I think it just gives him another look than the other characters that appears in Ocarina of Time. So it looks pretty cool. Definitely a smaller character, so you don't have to put that much effort into it. To the guys and girls out there that thinks what the hell is going on with my tonic, it's because I'm in work in progress with the Link's tonic, and I'm not totally done with it. So I'm just leaving the different numbers on his tonic, so I know what to edit next time. Basically I have had these textures on Link for the last half year or something like that. But he will be changed too. Next up is the old man here. Looks more sad than the original version. I can also call him a wizard or something like that. He looks really cute, and I just think he's one of a more helpful character. If you speak to him, he says a little hint for you or something like that. So it's really helpful, and therefore I want to put more effort into him, because some players just like hints and a little bit of help if you stand in that case. You can see the side of his cloak is another texture, just to give some variation to it, and put some other colors on him than just dark blue. Looks really great, and I just think this guy looks really cute actually, and especially in this position. He looks really cute, man. Next up, the market town. 2 seconds. As you can see, we are standing in my own version of the market town. Really something that I'm proud of, because this texture, the pre-render background, took me so many hours to make. Basically a week's work. I have put it into this, and I think the outcome is just fantastic, especially with the new characters of these guys that are appearing here. It looks so awesome, man. Well, let's jump straight into everything what I have to talk about, because this might going to take a little bit of time. We got the happy guys over here, not much to say about them. We got some shop owners over here, or a shopkeeper, which is moving a little bit weird in the background, and then we got these customers standing in front of it. They all want to buy something off him. Hey, have you heard about that? Yeah, they're just speaking about something that I have to do in the game. We got the bearded green man here, and we got Honey and Darling over here. They're just dancing and loving each other. Looks really cool. Once again, there's not much to say about them. I have used the same eye texture on all of the different persons, just so they look familiar, and it doesn't look like oh, it's a whole nother kind of people in this world. It's the same color, or it's the same texture I have used on all of them, but all of them got different kind of colored eyeballs in it. So there are definitely some variation to it. Mostly green, blue, and some of them are also brown. So we got some different variations to it. We got an old woman over here. It's really hard to see her, but she looks really cute. She has some really huge eyes, but come on guys, I can't do anything against it. She's one of the smaller characters in the game, but yeah, I had to do her. Over here we got another woman, which looks weird because of her big mouth. She's in one of the smaller quest people that appears in the market town. You can collect her dogs for her, and she will give you something. I think it's a heart piece or rupees or something like that. Really cool, even though, but yeah, she got a really fancy dress, even though pretty cool, man. There's not much to say about her either. Over here we got two other characters. We got a bald man looking like Bruce Willis with red shoes, even though he stands out a little bit. And over here we got his wife or something like that with purple hair. Looks really cool. She is basically yeah, really plain looking character. She moves really weird, even though she just stands there and dancing with her body. It looks pretty cool. Down here, if you haven't seen it, yeah, we got a crazy looking, a little bit of scary old woman here. I think it's kind of a witch or something. She talks about money. It's pretty cool, man. She also gives you a little hint. So I tried my best to put some effort into her too, but her mouth looks really weird. I tried my best to make her look old, and therefore it has these kind of small, what can I call, thing textures from the mouth and up, but it more looks like teeth or something like that. So she looks really scary, man. Ugh. Well, over here we got the beggar once again. We got the old man there. For some reason he always moves when you goes over to him. Maybe he have some dirty talk with this girl, but yeah, she just looks cute. One of the more boring characters that appears in the market town too, because yeah, you can't do much with her. She just stands there and stuff like that. Gives you a little bit of hint there. Over here we got another shop with more customers, and the stressed out shopkeeper in the back there that moves pretty much the same way every second, man. He just moves back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Well, so there's not much to say about that too, but he looks pretty cool. I just love the shops. Sadly, it's a pre-rendered background, it's a part of the pre-rendered background, but it fits really well, and I just love everything combined. It looks really awesome, man. Up here, sorry, my flying lesson has to be improved. Up here we got a little outpost. He just looks over the whole market town to see everything is in order. Definitely, it just looks pretty cool, man. There's not much to say about that. You can barely see his textures even though. So that is pretty much it for the actual market town, but the shops, the shopkeepers is definitely also changed. We got the bazaar owner here. He got green hands, green gloves, and yeah, he speaks for himself. He got a lot of hair on his breast, and he got a little vest on too. Looks pretty cool. Not much to say. Over here we got another character, which is, oh man, I don't even know what to say. It's just boring. Because this person got totally black hair. Really, black hair much. We got another Goron, but I have showed you the Gorons in one of the previous update videos, so I don't want to talk about them in this video. Another thing is the potion shop, which is also changed a little bit. This guy, for some reason, I can't find his face textures, but his actual cloak is the same one that appears on the blue wizard, the one that we checked out in Kakariko Village. Let me say it like that. This shopkeeper looks really cool. I love his final look. He got a little mustache, and he got some really nice colored hair for some reason. Yeah, that's something you can say when you edit textures, I guess. Really nice color scheme again, with a little blue vest, and the undershirt is just a brown one. Fits really well together, and yeah, the outcome is just this. Believe it or not, it's amazing. I love it. Over here, the next part is let's go in here. It's the Botw bowling area, which is, yeah, a sleeping woman, and yes, she wakes up there. There's not much to say about her. I can barely show you her, but yeah, she got a more colorful dress on. Looks pretty cool. She looks like someone who just woke up. Yeah, I know she did, but she looks cool enough, I guess. Yeah, it's the bowling area girl for some reason. Yep. I almost forgot the girl who is chasing her chicken through the whole market. It's really hard to get in contact with her, but you can see her color scheme is different, and I can't barely talk with her. Man, just try to get a look at her, because she, yeah, forget it, man. She has these colors, and she looks good. And if you want to see a closer photo of her, make sure to go to the Facebook page, because you will see everything about her there. Okay, next person. To give you guys and girls the perfect look at the next character, I had to open up the beta worlds, the cheat codes for Ocarina of Time, to get a closer look at the Sheik. She only appears in various cutscenes, and I want to show you the whole detail on this person, so I had to open up this beta world, because for some reason she gets loaded up, but you can't you can't interact with her. She just stands here. She also tilted a little bit. So this is the Sheik, as you can see here. You can get a Sheik outfit in Breath of the Wild if you haven't noticed that. And I tried my best to recreate that armor for Link in a Sheik version in Ocarina of Time. You can see a little comparison here. I really think it looks really well, and definitely you can see something similar between these two textures. Looks really great. Remember, spoilers, this is Princess Zelda, and Princess Zelda doesn't have red eyes in my texture pack, but for some reason I want to make this as a more hidden character. If you play Ocarina of Time without knowing this is Zelda, yeah, it comes like a little kind of a jump scare, right? Ah! Well, this is a Sheik. There's not much to say about her. She's really plain for some reason. But I tried my best to go out from the original textures in Breath of the Wild. So this is just the Sheik, and her hair is the same texture that appears on Princess Zelda. And the eye here, the Sheikah eye, is also the same texture that appears on the one in Breath of the Wild. So definitely a lot of similarities between this version and the original Breath of the Wild version. Awesome. The next character that I want to show you is the Happy Mask Salesman. I was just about to forget him, but yeah, here it is. I tried to make him more human looking than the weird looking Shigeru Miyamoto looking Happy Mask Salesman as we know him. This looks more friendly, and he definitely also looks more happy than the Happy Mask Salesman. Looks really cool, and sorry for my Japanese version, but it's the only save state I got with him saved on. So yeah, it's Japanese, but it doesn't depend on the actual texture. He looks really cool. You can see we can just move away from this text for some reason. Yeah, just give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, you can see on his arms, most of his clothing is white, green, and then this white and green and red kind of striped clothing. It looks really cool and way different than the original clothing that the Happy Mask Salesman wears, but it's pretty cool. That's the charm with my texture pack, because you can choose whatever color you want, and I think that's really cool, man. Let's go to the next location and see what I got for you next. The next character is the Running Man, the unbeatable Running Man, because he's for some reason a sorcerer, or he is quick as hell, or supersonic, whatever you want to call him. He also wears this green and white clothing. Looks really cool. Let's just try not to get killed here, because this is a war zone for some reason. He's just trying to whoa, excuse me, princess. Yeah, let's just wait until it will be morning. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get him here. You can see his sandals. They're blue. His clothing is this green and white. Looks pretty cool. And he got this little mustache, if we can pause it. Nope, we can't even speak with this dude. You can see he's breathing hard here. Looks pretty cool. And if you want a still picture of him, make sure to go to the Facebook page, because a screenshot will be provided of each character that I'm showing off in this video. So it's a Running Man, the same texture that appears in the adult section of the game, so there's not much to show there, but he's different, and yeah, just some new colors on him, and it's always nice, man. Next character. Now to the darker section of the game. We got the portrait over here, which turned into a really scary looking portraiter, for God's sake, man. Holy crap. For God's sake, man. He got this green toned skin, and he got this really sloppy looking clothing. and then he got the Sheikah eye on his stomach. But most of all, the face gives me nightmares. It's worse than the moon appearing in Majora's Mask. This is hell, guys. He looks really lazy, but still scary, and I don't even want to speak with him. But he looks cool, and he has this kind of a wooden mask on his mouth. Looks really great and gives a new feeling to him than just the one with one eye, because it feels unnatural. I want to have him like more like a human, and yeah, here we got it. This is the result. This really gives me nightmares, guys. Let's just go out of this room. As you can see, we are standing in every Zelda fan's favorite dungeon, the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. The next character, as you can probably guess, is the Princess Ruto as adult. I'm trying to get a closer look at her, but a cutscene will appear if I move too close. So let's start with this distance from her. It's definitely the same color scheme as she have on as a child version of her, but this time she got bigger fins, and she have this kind of a corset around her stomach, which is also this darker red. So she is definitely turned into adult, and she have this kind of breasts to her too, but it's the same color as the other skin on her, which is just light blue. Let's go closer to her to see everything on her. You can also see on her ears, we can see a little fishy skeleton, which I'm a huge fan of. It's a great detail. She got the same eyes, same head, same mouth, nothing is there, but she got bigger breasts, and she got bigger hips too. But I don't want to complain. She's kinda thick though, kinda thick. Yeah, I will be shocked too, especially when I'm standing underwater with a green tonic. Yeah, green tonic, guys. You can see her fins here. We get the full texture on them right now. It looks really, really awesome. I love the color scheme. I love how the blue and red mixes really well together and gives her the same look as the prince appearing in Breath of the Wild. So this time we got a princess instead of a prince, right? It would be pretty hard to make a princess into a prince, right? I can't do that with only textures, please. Well, she looks really great. Actually, I just realized she have way bigger boobs than I thought. But let's stick with the main the main object here, and it's textures. She looks really great. It's basically just a bigger version of the Princess Ruto all at all, so there's not much to say. She's actually pretty simple made, but she really looks like something from Breath of the Wild, in my opinion. I think she's really well done. Not as well as the Princess Zelda as young Link, or as young or child, but she's one of the better ones. She's definitely one of the better ones. And she's gone. Well, that was all of the characters for today's video, guys and girls. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Make sure to throw a like after this video. Subscribe if you want to stay tuned about more updates about this project, and also to stay tuned for another project that will be coming afterwards. So make sure to subscribe to be updated as fast as possible for a new project and more updates about this huge project that I've been working on for around 2 years now. So please give some support, like the video, comment what you think about these textures. Make sure to see the other update videos if you want to get all the information about this. And until next time, just have a nice day. I hope I see you in the next video. Make sure to support, comment, like the Facebook page, link will be in the description. See you next time, guys and girls. Bye.